I don't need any of these books.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Melinda, plain and simple.
And welcome back to my Sunday book declutter with me. And I hope this series has been helping you to go through some of your books and maybe let go of some of them. If you're like me and you have more than you really need, I mean, not everybody has too many books, but I think you can probably tell I had a lot of books, and guess what? I still have a lot more. I looked through the spare bedroom in the closet, and I think I have 12 copy paper books or boxes full of books still to go through, and I also have probably at least 3 or 4 bins of books to go through. But today may be the last Sunday book declutter with me, at least for the time being. I may have another one next week, I'm not sure. But stick around to the end and I'll explain a little bit more about that. But for now, let's get right into today's book declutter. I didn't go through a specific shelf or box or bin. What I did was I looked through some of the boxes, and I'll explain a little more of that later, but I went through some of the boxes and I pulled out some of the ones that I know I'm ready to let go of, and I also went down to the basement and I found some more books on the shelves down there that I know I'm ready to let go of, and that's what I'm going to be showing you today in this book declutter. So if you've got some books or anything else that you want to go through around your house, grab your stuff and come on and let's do this together. These are the books that I gathered together for today's declutter. These are all books that I am letting go of, and the first one is this one because I am done with menopause, so this can go. Maybe somebody else needs that now. I'm also going to let go of this book about writing children's books. I don't think I need that anymore. And then this is a writer's reference. This is actually from when I was in college, and I have a newer version. It's not new, but it's newer than this one. And so I'm going to go ahead and let this one go. I don't need a duplicate of that. And then I have this book. It is art, and all about the art. Different works of art. And I had a couple of art classes in college, so I probably bought it for that reason, because I did enjoy those art classes. It feels like it's getting blurry. But I did enjoy those art classes, so I probably got it just because of that. Let's see, what else we got here. This one is calligraphy. You can see it has different styles of writing letters. Probably bought this one to use with my drawing and writing, but I've decided I'm not going to use this. If I do decide I want to do that later, I can always find another book, I'm sure. So that can go. And then this one, I actually have 2 of this one. They're 2 different colors. I'm not sure if it's the same exact book or a different year or what. But it's about writing children's books and getting them published. I don't need to keep that. That can go. That's another one. If I decide to do that in the future, I can always find a more current version of it or something. And this one is one of those you put in your binder. And it's a writer's guide. I probably got this to use maybe when I was in college. I don't know. But I don't need to keep it. I'm going to go ahead and let that go. And then this is a book I've already read. It was a really good book, but I don't usually read books a second time. And so I've decided to go ahead and let this one go. And then also, actually, now that I've said that, these 2 as well. These are books that I've already read. I kept them all these years because I got them back when they had Oprah's book club. But I've had these all these years thinking I would read them again, but I never have, and honestly, I'm probably not going to. So those can go as well. And then this one, I think this is like maybe a novel or something. I don't know. But I read the thing, the little blurby thing and stuff, and I'm like, I'm probably not going to read it. It can go. And this one, I thought about keeping it to read it, and then I was like, you know what? probably not gonna. So it can go as well. This is something that I got at Half Price Books. It's about writing, but I don't need to keep it. This is PowerPoint, and this stuff gets obsolete very quickly. So I think that it's okay for me to go ahead and let that go for sure. And this Visual Basics one as well. And then I have some little poetry books here. This was by Maddie Stepanek. But I don't need to keep these, so I'm going to go ahead and let those go. And then this is nonfiction reading. I probably got this for writing purposes, but I haven't ever used it, and I don't think I'm going to, so it can go. And this one called Any Child Can Write. I don't need that. This one is Who Said That? It's common phrases. And again, I probably got that for the purposes of writing, but I don't need to keep it. And this one is a little Mary Engelbreit one about, it's to do with sisters, that's the theme. But as usual, it has little pictures from Mary Engelbreit stuff and little sayings in them. And I believe I read this one already, but I don't need to keep it. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it go because, like I said, I'm not going to read it again. If I already read it, I'm not going to read it again. And this one, I don't think I read this one. But I flipped through it and decided I'm not going to read it. So it can go. Familiar quotations. Again, I probably bought this either for college, maybe looking for quotations to put into papers that I had to write, or I may have bought it to use with my own, as like not to use their quotations necessarily in my own writing, but maybe for inspiration. I'm not sure. But this is a big, thick book, and I never pull it off the shelf anymore, so I'm ready to go ahead and let that go. I didn't read this book, and I'm not going to. And then this one is The Portrait. This one is another one that has art work in it and information about that particular art. So, I'm ready to let it go. I'm sure I bought that because of being in art classes, being interested in the art and all. And this one is a dictionary, the kind that has little holes and you can put it in your binder. I probably used this when I was maybe going to college. I'm not really sure. And then I have 3 of these type books. They have pictures and little sayings and stuff in them. And I could probably keep these and, give them to somebody for Christmas or something. But I probably won't. I won't remember to do it. And so I'm just going to go ahead and let those go. And then here's one that's about drawing caricatures. I did keep a lot of my drawing books. I'll probably narrow them down, as I go along. But this one, it doesn't really appeal to me that much, so I'm going to go ahead and let that one go. And then this one is a complete cartooning course, and it has a lot of different types of things about drawing and cartooning. And at one point, I thought that this might be what I would, maybe I would do some of this type of stuff, but I've decided I'm not going to, so that can go. And then this one is a workbook for writing children's books, and I'm going to let that go. And then we have one that is for kids to learn Spanish. That one came with a tape. So all of these are going to be leaving. So if you did any decluttering along with me, books or anything else, let me know down in the comments because I always love to hear from you guys. But for now, I'm going to say happy decluttering. Well, thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the book declutter. I appreciate that so much. I'm really excited that this has been as successful as it has been. I really didn't know if anybody would even care to watch, but apparently a lot of you do have books that this is motivating you to go through them and let go of some of the ones that you just didn't know you were ready to let go of yet. But the reason that this may be the last book declutter with me just for a little bit is because I peeked in the closet and there's several boxes in there. Some of them do have labels on them. Guess what? Some of them are Christmas books. And so I want to wait till closer to Christmas to go through those. But also some of them are kids' books. And if you watch my channel, then some of you may know that I have had issues with YouTube turning off my comments. And so what my fear is if I do a book declutter with just children's books, they're probably going to turn off my comments. And the reason I say that is not to be dramatic. I only had a very few kids' books in, I think it was last week's book declutter. They turned off the comments on that one. And so I immediately saw that the comments were off. As soon as it went live, the comments were off. I shut it down. I made a few changes and I reloaded it. Everything was the same except for I put in a couple of screens just to shift the stuff a little bit because I think it takes little pictures. And so I shifted the screens just a little bit by putting in screens. And then also I put book declutter across the whole thing. But that doesn't always work. And I just had very few books in there that were kids' books. If I do a whole video with just kids' books, I'm afraid they'll turn the comments off on those. So I'm trying to figure out a different way that I can still share the book declutters and be helpful and motivating for you guys, because that's the whole point of doing them, and not get the comments turned off. So if you guys have any suggestions, a way that it would still help you, maybe, I think if I don't think I can show the books the same way and flip through the books the same way that I normally do in the book declutters. So, maybe there's another way that I can do it that maybe wouldn't trigger the thing to think I'm, doing something. I don't know what they think I'm doing. But anyway, that's the reason, that's the total reason, because I have plenty of books still to go through, and I do still want to share that with you guys and be motivating and helpful. And I really enjoy this. I mean, you guys give me you tell me, oh, I have that book, or I remember that book from when I was a kid and stuff. And so that's really fun for me too, to have that connection with you guys. But like I said, for now, I'm going to maybe put it on hiatus just a little bit and try to think of a different way. I've thought about maybe doing a live video, but I don't know. I don't really have good lighting in my house. And I still have to show the books. I thought about maybe just sitting here like I'm doing an intro and, just holding the book up. I don't know. I'd still probably have to put book declutter across it. Maybe if I don't flip the pages open, I don't know. Maybe if I go through them and just show you the stack. Maybe if I just go through them and do a speed up version where you can't really see what they are. But I don't know that that's very helpful. And the point, like I said, is to be helpful. It's not just to show you guys, hey, look at all my books and look how many I got rid of. That's not the point. And if that's not helpful to you, then, I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it in a way that's going to help you guys. So, or to entertain, whatever purpose it is serving for you. I want to be able to continue giving that to you, because that's the whole reason I do it. So anyway, that's enough about that. But I did want to let you know I may have one intermittently, here and there. So if you see one, hopefully you'll be around and you'll watch it. But if I come across one of those boxes and it's not kids' books and it's not Christmas books, I may just go ahead and do a book declutter video. For now, I'm going to say again, happy decluttering.
Everywhere I look, I find I have another book that I'm ready to give up and gift away. And tomorrow I'll discover when I look around another, and another where I look another day. Once upon a time I kept every single book I read, even though I never read a book again. But no longer do I need books I do not plan to read, if I do not plan to read even one of them.
What you doing, Pumpkin? Yeah? Are you going to declutter some stuff? Yeah.